Scientific miracles in camels explained from Qu'ran.
أَفَلَا يَنظُرُونَ إِلَى الْإِبِلِ كَيْفَ خُلِقَتْ.
In this verse, the Creator gently urges us, in words that the believers taken as an instruction, to meditate on his creation of the camel as a creature that points to the greatness of the Creator, the perfection of his power, and the beauty of his control. It is well known that camels are of two types. The first is the one-humped Arabian or dromedary camel, which is widely visible in the Arabian Peninsula. It is found as far as India and west to the edges of the Sahara Desert in Africa. The second type is the two-humped Bactrian camel, which is native to Central Asia. Estimates published recently indicate that there are approximately 190 million camels, of which 90% are the unhumped Arabian variety, more than 80% of which are in Africa. Number 1. The eyes are surrounded with 2 layers of long eyelashes, which protect them from dirt and sand. The eyes have the ability to magnify objects and make them seem close, so that they show distant objects as being close and small objects as large. This is the reason why the camel can be led by a small child or a tiny little beast. Allah, the Exalted, says,
وَذَلَّلْنَاهَا لَهُمْ فَمِنْهَا رَكُوبُهُمْ وَمِنْهَا يَأْكُلُونَ.
And we have tamed them for them, so some of them they ride, and some of them they eat. Number 2. Its ears are small and not prominently visible, and they are covered with hair on all sides to protect them from blowing sand. The ears have ability to bend backward, flattened against the head, in the event of a sandstorm. Number 3. The nostrils take the shape of 2 narrow slits surrounded by hair, with fleshy edges which the camel can close for protecting itself against any wind-borne sand particles that might otherwise enter the lungs. Number 4. When the camel kneels down to rest or is made to kneel so that it can be loaded, it rests its heavy body on pads of thick skin on the joints of its legs and puts most of its weight on them, in such a way that if it were kneel on another animal or a human being, it would crush them. These pads are one of the miracles with which the Creator has blessed this amazing animal, as they enable it to sit on very hot, coarse sand. A camel often has nowhere else to sit but on such ground. Number 5. Another feature is that the camel does not breathe from its mouth, and it does not pant at all, no matter how hot it is or how thirsty it gets. Thus, it avoids evaporation of water in this way. Number 6. Camels have remarkable ability to thrive in desert climates through efficient water conservation and temperature regulation. Camels minimize water loss by sweating only in extreme heat and can tolerate temperature fluctuations of up to 7 degrees Celsius without harm. They dissipate heat efficiently, conserve water through concentrated urine and dry feces, and release stored heat during cooler desert nights without sweating. These adaptations allow camels to survive in harsh environments where water is scarce and temperatures vary greatly between day and night. Number 7. The camel's remarkable ability to produce water from the fat stored in its hump, enabling it to endure periods of hunger and thirst. This process, facilitated by a chemical mechanism beyond human replication, allows the camel to convert fat and carbohydrates into water and energy. However, prolonged scarcity of food and water can lead to the depletion of fat reserves, causing the hump to shrink until it flops over, indicating severe exhaustion. Number 8. Sign of the wisdom of Allah in his creation of the camel is that the reserve of fat that he has given the camel is greater than that of any other animal. We find sufficient indication of that if we compare the camel with the sheep, which is well known for having large hindquarters filled with fat. While we find that the sheep is able to store more than 11 kilograms of fat in its haunches, we find that the camel stores over 10 times more than that, i.e., 120 kilograms. This is undoubtedly a huge amount from which the camel benefits by processing it and turning it into water and energy and carbon dioxide. Hence, the camel is able to go without water for approximately 1.5 months. But the effects of intense thirst exhaust it and cause it to lose a lot of weight. Yet, despite that, it carries on and does not lose its strength until it finds water, fresh or salty. The camel's extraordinary ability to drink concentrated salty water is attributed to a special mechanism in its kidneys, which excretes the salts and minerals in highly concentrated urine after extracting most of the water ants, sending it to the bloodstream. So the camel is able to drink that type of water vigorously until its thirst is quenched. There are many other secrets which science has not yet discovered, but they highlight other miraculous aspects of the camels. Creation as indicated by the Holy Qu'ran. Let us ponder the words of Allah. The Exalted says,
أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر.
Do they not look at the camels, how they are created, and at the heaven, how it is raised, and at the mountains, how they are rooted and fixed firm, and at the earth, how it is outspread? So remind them, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are only one who reminds. In these verses, Allah, the Almighty, singles out the camel from among all his living creatures, and places the admonishment to ponder over the way in which it has been created, preceding the admonishment to ponder over how the heavens were raised, the mountains rooted, and the earth spread out. He invites us to make the act of observing and pondering over the creation of these creatures an introduction to sincere faith and belief in the power and brilliance of the Creator. For more videos, please like, share, and subscribe the channel.